Hello everyone, I am Harsh. In the last video we built pagination and filtering to make our WPF app fast and efficient. In today's video I will show you how to integrate Ollama with WPF using MVVM and build a ChatGPT-like assistant, no internet, no API cost. Without wasting the time, let's get started. Let's first see the UI. For the menu, I have added the data template for chat view. If you don't know what is use of this data template, you can watch my first video where I have explained this data template, how to bind the view with view model. Then in the menu item, I have added the menu which is labeled by Ollama and this clip and tag as chat view. Let's now go to the main window view model. In this view model, added view model to the dictionary with the key chat view. Let's close this two tab. This is our chat view where I have added all the control for the chat. So I have added one grid with two rows. One is the main view where we will have all the chat message and another is input box. So first let's see the input box. For the input box I have added one grid. Inside the grid I have added the border with the effect, drop shadow effect with the drop shadow effect, and I have added this following property like blur radius 10, shadow depth 0 and opacity 0.3. Then I have added the grid with two columns. One column will contain the text box where we can enter the text, and I have binded with the user input which is available in our view model of the chat view. Then I have added this update source trigger equal to property change, so that whenever the value will update it will reflect the user input. And then I have added background to transparent, foreground to white, then border thickness, font size, and one thing except return means we can press the enter key in the text box and the text wrapping to wrap. Max height I have added 100, and then I have added the send button, and for this button I have binded the visibility with is send visible property of the view model, and then I use this converter so that whenever this will true then we will make it visible, whenever it is false then we'll make it collapse. And I have binded the command send command which is available in our chat view model. I have added another button stop. There also I have binded the visibility with is send visible property, so when this is false then only it will visible. So here I have binded with inverse bool to visibility converter, and then I have binded the command with stop command and added the style with static resource button style which I have defined in the grid resource. You can see here I have created one style with the key button style and target type as button, and then set the property so that these property can be applied to all the button where I will use this style. That's why I have created the common style. And for the converter I have added this inverse to boolean visibility converter which I have created inside the converter. You can go and see here I have implemented I value converter. Then I am checking if it is boolean, and if it is true then collapse it, otherwise make it visible. In convert back also we are checking this value not equal to visibility.visible, then return it. So this is about the inverse boolean converter, but this converter we already have boolean to visibility converter, so we no need to create converter for it. So this is about the input box. Now let's go to the chat message field where I have added the scroll viewer, and I use this attach property what I have created. This is not the default property, we have to create it, so I have created and set this attach property. I will show this how I have created. Let's see it first. Go to the selection explorer. I have added this attached property scroll extension. So I have created one attached property with the name auto scroll, and on auto scroll change method I am checking if it is scroll viewer and value is true, then I am adding the event to size change, means whenever the size of the viewer change then scroll the scroll bar to the in. So this is how we have created the attached property and binded it here, and here I have added the namespace for that attached property. I added items control with the item source messages which is available in our chat view model, and then I modify the item template of the item control where I have added the border, and here we are checking if it is user, means if we are typing the command or input then message color will change. For that we have one converter message color converter that we can see inside this folder. Here I am checking if it is true, then here I will set blue, if it is false then gray, and I have not implemented for convert back. Let's save it, close it, and then for the content, like for the response, I have one text block where also I have pointed the alignment of this, like whenever it is user, then it will align to left or right based on this converter. You can see here I will go to this converter which is available here. If it is true, if it is user, then horizontal alignment is right, otherwise it is left. So based on that is user property, we can change the horizontal alignment of text block. Then we have button here for copy, where I have added the tooltip as copy and the content as the code of copy, and then I have binded the command with copy command which is available in our data context. I used relative source because I am binding the collection, so in the collection we will not have this data context, we will have in the view model. That's why we are setting relative source ancestor type equal to item control, means till here for item control the data context will be our view model. That's why we are using data context of this item control dot copy command, and then the command parameter content of this text block. I have added some effect for mouse enter, I have added animation, and for mouse leave also I have added the animation. This I will not explain. So this is all about our view. Now let's go to the chat view model and see. For view model I am using MVVM toolkits, and then in the view model we have the cancellation token, we have the collection of the message, and we have Ollama service. Using this service we can generate the code from the Ollama, and then we have user input is send visible property. Let's go to this model and see. We have the model folder. Inside the model we have chat message, then here we have the content is user and is code. So now let's go to the send command. If you observe here I use the send async method, but here I am binding with send command. So MVVM toolkit will generate it as send command because I am creating command as async. So if you want to create async command, for that you just need to add the async at the end of method, and then the return type should be async and the type like task. Let's expand it and see what are the code available here. If user input is null or empty, then we will not call the Ollama service, we will return from here. Otherwise we will set is send visible equal to false, so that this button will be not visible, this stop button will visible. We will add message to the item control which user will input and send for the response, so that we will add to the message. And then we can assign this user input to prompt and user input, set the user input to empty so that the input box will be empty. Now the first time we'll add the message as thinking, and is user is false because this response will come from the Ollama. That's why I set this is user equal to false. For the user input I set the is user equal to true. So for some time it will show the thinking because I am adding this to the messages, and then I will create the first one variable name first chunk which I will assign to true, and then we will create the cancellation token. This I will not explain in this video. After that I will call the stream response async method of Ollama service, and where we will pass the prompt and this token. Let's go to this method. In this method I will create the HTTP client, and I will set the timeout equal to timeout.infinite time span because it has some default timeout, so I will set it to infinite time out so that it will wait till response return. And then we will create the request body where we have to pass model prompt. As I am using this model, this Ollama model, so I am assigning this model name and the prompt user input, and I am setting the stream equal to true because I want to use the stream. Otherwise if we don't use the stream, then we have to wait for the complete response. Then I am creating the HTTP request message. We will pass the method, and this is the API from where we will get the response. So here we have to use localhost because I will use the local Ollama, and you have to pass port to 11434 and the API and generate. And then you have to send the request body which you have to assign to content as JSON content, like content equal to JSON content dot create request body. Before calling this, make sure our Ollama is running. So how to check it? You can go to the system tray and you can see here, you can find if Ollama is there, means Ollama is running. Otherwise you will get the exception. So first you have to run the Ollama, and then using this client we will call the send async method, where I will pass HTTP request and then this HTTP completion option dot response headers read, so that whenever the response header return, then we can start writing the response to our text block, and then we'll pass the token. Why we are passing token? Like if you want to stop in between, so we can stop it, it will not process for the next step. Then we can call the response dot ensure success status code, and here we are using response.content.read as stream async. If you use read as string, then you have to wait for complete response. That's why we used read as stream async. Then this you have to pass to stream reader. Using the while loop, we will iterate all the content of this response. Here I am using token.throw if cancellation requested, means if response, you receive the response, and if you are iterating through this, and in the meantime if you want to stop, if you click on stop button, then it will call this method and you will get the exception which we can catch here, like operation cancelled exception, so that it will not process for next line. Then reading the line, if line is empty then continue, otherwise again I am calling it. If user click on stop, it will stop, it will not go for deserialization. If it is continuing, then this deserialize method will call and deserialize line to Ollama chunk, and then we will return the chunk response using yield return, means whenever the content will come, it will simply return, it will not wait for complete iteration. So this is the implementation of stream response async. This Ollama chunk class is here, where we have only response property which we are using here to return the response. So this is the implementation part. Before we see the coding part, let's first see what are the things we need for local setup. For local setup, you have to first go to ollama.com/download/window. Like if you are using Windows, you can go for Windows. If you are using Linux, you can select Linux. You can get this. So I am using the Windows. So I have downloaded it and install it. Once you will install it, once you install and open the Ollama, you will get this UI, and here you will see the list of model. I am using the Quen 2.5-coder:3B. So how to get it? If you don't find here, you can simply go there and you can search here. You can find it here. So to download the model, you have to run this command. We have multiple command here, like if you want 32B, so you can use it, but I am using this. So run this command from the command prompt, so it will install and then you will able to see it here. Why I am using 3B? I have only 8GB RAM and 2GB graphics. That's why I am using the 3 billion parameter model. If you have sufficient RAM and powerful GPU, you can use different model like 7B, 14B or 32B. Using this command, you can download this model. So now let's first disconnect from the internet. Let's run our application, expand it and go to Ollama. And here I want to ask this model to write C# code to reverse the string, and I will click on this button. You can see here, we can see thinking, and this is the user input, and here we will get the response. It will take some time to process and then we will get the response like ChatGPT. We started getting the response. You can see it will write the complete code for reverse string. How we are getting the response in ChatGPT, like that we will get the similar kind of response here. Here also it return explanation, input string, it will explain everything, and output also it will show. Original string is hello world and reverse string is this one. If you see this code is not looking good, it is not looking as C# code, because I am using the text block. Now I want to make it better, like it should show, like if it is code, it should formatted like code, colorful code. For that I will use one NuGet package. So let's see that. Go to Solution Explorer, expand this dependency and expand this packages. I install this MD XML package. So you have to install this MD XML package and then How we can use it? I will use in chat view. So for that, first you have to add this namespace, or we can also use the namespace, inline namespace. So first I will comment it, I will expand it, I will uncomment this. If you observe here, I have added the namespace in control itself, and then we have to use this markdown scroll viewer and bind this content to the markdown. Here I set the style for flow document of the markdown scroll viewer and setting the text element based on the is user property, so that it will show left or right based on that is user property. Now let's reload it, open this. Now you can see it is looking like a C# code. If you want to get Python code, you can ask it like Python code to reverse string. Click on this button. You can see now only stop button is visible. You can see it start writing the content. It's look like a Python code, right? So this is how we can get the formatted content in our UI using markdown scroll viewer. Let's ask some non-technical question like I want to know about WPF World YouTube channel. Let's click on send and see the output. You can see it written, I am sorry, but I can't provide information about a specific YouTube channel or their creator. If you have any other question or need assistance with something else, feel free to ask. Let's connect to the Wi-Fi and then I will try. It's connected now. I will ask, can you find the WPF World YouTube channel? Click on send. Now let's see. Yes, I can help you find information about the WPF world. Now you can see response is coming because I have connected to internet. Why? This is not available in the current model. That's why we are not getting without the internet. So if you connect to internet, then you can get the other response. See, it is giving the link for YouTube channel. These are the details we got from the internet. Let's try to ask now. I want to know about the WPF World YouTube channel. Let's send it. You can see the WPF World YouTube channel is dedicated to sharing information and tutorial on Windows Presentation Foundation, which is a framework developed by Microsoft. You can see expert content, educational videos, code sample, all the detail it is showing for that particular channel. So this is how we can use the Ollama online or offline. Based on the model, we can get the response. Now I will show the stop functionality. This time I will ask for Python code. Python code to reverse string. Click on send. So let's get some response, and now I want to stop it here. Let's click on stop. It will stop here. It will not return the further response. And if you want to stop before getting the response, that also you can do. I will click on send. Now it is thinking. I will click on stop. It will stop here. It will not return anything. And here we have the copy button. We can copy the text, like if you copy and paste it here, you can get it. I don't want to see this thinking when I click on stop while processing the request. So what I can do here, I will go here, chat view model, and here I will add the breakpoint. Let's send it once. I will copy this text, I will paste it, click on send and click on stop. So this time what I will do, I will make it empty, equal to string dot empty, or we can say stop. Click on continue. Okay, we have to stop it. Let's stop it, rerun the application and send it here. Click on stop. Now we can see stopped. So we are not getting the response. So this is how we can use the stop functionality. That's all for this video. I hope you learn how to integrate the Ollama in our WPF application and use it without internet or with internet. If you found this video helpful, let's share with your friends.